Hello, beautiful people of planet Earth. My name is Douglas James, aka God Soul, founder of the Aquarius Academy, and today we're going to start the Happy Days video series with a lecture on the torus shape. For the last few weeks, I've been coming up with a bunch of awesome ideas for videos to teach you about different things I think about and different things I think are important to think about if you want to understand this life, this universe, and find purpose. But I can't make any of these videos until we go over the torus. The torus is the fundamental shape of all life within this universe. You'll see it now on the screen. The torus can be broken down into several parts. First of all, the point of unity, and that's the inner center point where all energy of the torus goes through and is connected. It's infinitesimally small, which means it kind of doesn't exist within space. It's more of a theoretical meeting point of all energies within the torus. It's good to note that while we're talking kind of about a theoretical shape, in actuality, you will have a physical space and time where this point does exist. From the center point in the torus, you go up, around, and back up again. As we go up from the center point, we have an expansion. And this expansion is sort of like the whoosh, the shooting out of energy from this infinitesimally small center point. As energy is shooting up this point, it is gaining speed. So we go from the center point, the point of unity, up, and now we're going faster and faster and faster, and now we're reaching the top. And as we reach the top, we're still expanding outward, but our expansion is now slowed. Now, as we go towards the outer edges of the torus, we are going slower, slower, slower until we almost stop, but we don't stop. Instead of stopping, we are now sucked in again to the point of unity, but now we're going down. And as we're going down, we're starting to gain speed until we reach the bottom point. And now that we're reaching the bottom point, we're going to gain a lot of speed as we shoot back up into the point of unity. And then the cycle starts again. It's through this motion that all things in the universe breathe. All trees, all atoms, all galaxies, all solar systems, and all people. We all exhibit this toroidal shape within our spirit. The more you study the toroidal shape, the more you will see it all around you. You will see it when you look at a picture of an atom. You will see it in the cell. You will see it in the apple, in the orange, in the peach. You will see it in the tree, in the energy of the tree going upward with the leaves and downward with the roots. And you will see it in your own aura. And you will begin to understand that the halo that the angels have is in fact simply a strong toroidal aura that glows above their heads. As you become more angelic and freely let your love flow and rain down, you may yourself gain this toroidal shape above your head. The torus shape is fundamental in understanding yourself, understanding your energy centers, and understanding how all things connect within the universe. We all exist within a toroidal bubble, sort of like a sphere of influence of all of our energy inside of ourselves. We exist within a series of these bubbles. We have our bubble, which in itself is composed of smaller bubbles, the cells, the atoms. And outside of our bubble, I'm currently being influenced by the bubble of this tree. And this tree, which is blocking the sun from making me all white so you can't see me. We are all within the Earth's magnetic sphere, which in itself is a torus. And outside of this, we are connected to the torus of the solar system. Now, the solar system is shooting through space. And as it's shooting through space, it is kind of protected in its own toroidal field. You can kind of think of this as like a spaceship hurtling through the universe. The torus, or life sphere, is what allows our energy to manifest. It allows it to come back down and become unmanifest, and then allows us to manifest again. For in the beginning of the torus shape, we have life. We have the expansion of the seed going towards the sun. And through coming to the unity point, we allow all of our manifestations to become one again, to become one with all things, so that more can be manifest. The spiritual significance of the Torus shape is so permeating through our being and through our existence that it is the shape of love which connects us to the universe through the Big Bang. Within the Big Bang, we had the point of unity. This point of unity was so great that when it expanded, it created the entire universe. The universe is expanding rapidly, and it's expanding quicker than it was expanding before. So, we are in the first primary arc of the Torus shape of the universe. The history of the universe, as well as the future of the universe, can be understood through this Torus shape. The universe is expanding, so we are currently in the first quarter of the Torus shape. As I just said, we experienced a center unity point when we, because we are the universe, were connected with unity in one infinitesimally small point. Then the Big Bang happened, and all the energy expanded rapidly outward. The universe is still currently expanding and expanding quickly. The reason that the universe can keep expanding more quickly, or it's not just going boom and then slowing down, is because the history and future of the universe fits along this torus shape. We have the Big Bang. Then we have what we're in now, the first quadrant of the torus shape. So we're going up and expanding quicker and quicker. Once we reach a point, the top of the torus shape, we will start to slow down but still be expanding as the universe. Then we will reach a point where we cannot go any further, and the energy of the universe will start to collapse back onto itself, first slowly for a very long time, and then once we reach the end of the third quadrant, we're going to start going rapidly into the infinitesimally small point. Then another Big Bang will happen, poof, and create the entire universe all over again. I hope that this is exciting and allows your mind to truly watch the entire expansion of the universe through all of these phases. But what about the spiritual ramifications of the things I just said? First of all, we are the Big Bang. We are the primordial energy existing in the universe since the infinitesimally small point of unity of all energy. We are breathing in the Big Bang energy. We are breathing out the Big Bang energy. Every cell in our body is made of this. That's why every single atom is the same shape. And that's why we can tap into this primordial chi, this nothingness combined with all things which created the Big Bang. Once we learn to tap into this primordial chi, this torus shape, which is the Big Bang, and we learn to align our individual cells, our individual atoms, to complete a purpose, our sphere of spiritual influence can grow and can become that which is one with all of the universe, and that which grows strength symbiotically with the will of the universe, so that we may complete the purpose of growth, so that we may continue upon this toroidal expansion of the universe as we learn our primordial force and learn to grow that with the love of all things as represented in the toroidal shape of the energy of the universe. I hope that that really helped everyone wrap their minds around the history and future of the universe, because once you have that in your head, everything makes a lot more sense, and you start to see how ideas, how living things, how literally everything in the universe not only exists within this torus shape, but has a spirit expression, has a time-based expression, which follows one of these patterns. So now it's time for a fun thought experiment, and I love thought experiments. And we're going to call this thought experiment the Torus bubble spaceship. Now, I mentioned in this video that we are sort of we're existing within a bubble, that our solar system is existing within a bubble. And if you could imagine, even the galaxy is existing within a bubble. If you could imagine, let's say galaxies, you can imagine every galaxy in the universe. So we're at a specific point from the infinitesimally small. So we're going up here, and now we're at a point that we have all these bubbles, and these bubbles are universes. And these bubbles grew because collections of energies, which individually had very small bubbles, now all clumped together in these bigger bubbles. And now these bigger bubbles are expanding along this shape, this torus shape, which is the future past expression of the universe. So let's say that our purpose in life is to be one with the Creator, to be one with the universe. And to be one with the universe, we are existing as this shape. And we are not existing just as this shape, we are existing as the manifestation of energy along this toroidal shape. After a while, and we said that we're going to reach a point that we're going to be getting sucked back into the universe. So after a while, the energy of the expansion is sort of used up, and we're going to start being sucked into the universe. And at first, when you conceptualize this, you may think that we are kind of building for the first half and sort of tearing apart for the second half. That is, we're expanding, things are good, we've got plenty of energy, we're building things, we're building galaxies, we're building solar systems, we're building planets, we're building people, everything like that. And then when you reach a certain point, everything is sort of being torn apart as it's sucked together into nothingness. Well, this is where the torus-shaped bubble comes in. While it is true that everything will be sucked into nothingness, it is also true that these collections of energy that we're building at these specific points, these universes, these things like that, they are protected in a toroidal shape. And of course, it's a very complex toroidal shape. There's geometries inside of geometries inside of geometries. But point being, we are protected. And the greater a toroidal shape, the greater amount of energy that is used to manifest this in a fractal fashion, such that the energy does not become so great that it rips apart the fundamental parts of the atom, as in a black hole. We create a sort of spaceship that can last further into the expression of the universe as we see it. So conceptually, these bubbles of energy will survive past the second quadrant of the toroidal shape and start to live on until they are finally ripped apart and become one again with all of the universe. To do this thought experiment yourself, go through the entire life of the universe. I want you to start out visualizing a big flash of light. If it helps, instead of a big flash going like this, you can imagine a big flash shooting out like the top of a torus. While in reality, it's shooting out from a center point, going out, developing its own distortions, and then coming back in. But it is a lot easier to conceptualize if you imagine it shooting out like a firework and then coming back in. So, visualize light going out. Now watch it collecting and spinning quickly into atoms. Now watch these atoms coming together. And now see stars forming and start to make heavier atoms as they shoot together. Now watch these stars collect collections of planets. And watch these solar systems come together as galaxies. With these galaxies, watch them in a bubble as they travel through the expansion, the slowing down, and the cooling. Watch these bubbles as they are pulled together once again to become the primordial light, the nothingness and the all things that exists in the infinitesimally small center point of the torus that is the entire history, future, and all expressions of the universe. Thank you for watching. My name is Douglas James, aka God Soul. You can learn more at aquarius.academy as well as within yourself and everywhere around you. Remember that I am a man trying to convey higher meanings, but these higher meanings can only be learned truly within yourself. For you are the universe, just as I am the universe, and we are co-creating a universe together. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.